Here's what you need to know before you see the new Jurassic World movie. Jurassic World Rebirth is the 7th movie in the series, and it actually features a cast of new characters and a new story, but it also presents patterns and a theme that show up throughout the series, so here's a little context. In the first movie, Jurassic Park, John Hammond brings several experts to a remote island in the hopes they'll give their endorsement for his new business venture. Turns out, that business is bringing dinosaurs back from extinction and using them as the main attraction for a theme park.
Welcome to Jurassic Park.
This was done by taking dinosaur DNA from the blood of ancient mosquitoes that fed on dinosaurs and then got preserved in amber. Essentially, scientists found a way to clone dinosaurs. At its core, Jurassic movies are always about the hubris of mankind. In case you didn't know, hubris is a word that originated in ancient Greece and referred to the act of trying to imitate the gods. And since that would have been an arrogant thing for a mortal to do, hubris also refers to extreme arrogance. John Hammond believes that because he has the means to bring back creatures that have been extinct for millions of years, it gives him the right to do so, to essentially create life. He's playing at being God, and his overconfidence will prove to have disastrous consequences. And we'll see that pattern occur in every single Jurassic movie. The experts, Alan Grant, Ellie Sattler, and Ian Malcolm, try to warn Hammond, but he refuses to listen.
To accomplish something as fast as you could, and before you even knew what you had, you patented it and packaged it and slapped it on a plastic lunchbox, and now you're selling it.
And those consequences begin to appear with Dennis Nedry, a disgruntled employee. He plans to steal dinosaur DNA samples and sell them to a competitor. Nedry initiates a park-wide shutdown that allows him to steal the samples, but also allows the dinosaurs to escape.
Boy, do I hate being right all the time.
Nedry pays the price when he comes face to face with one of those dinosaurs. Hammond desperately tries to regain control of the park, but as more and more people get eaten by dinosaurs, the more obvious it becomes what a mistake this was in the first place. Especially because his hubris resulted in him risking the lives of his own grandchildren. Luckily, the kids, along with Hammond, Alan, Ellie, and Ian, make it off the island despite some close calls. Hammond abandons his dream and shuts down the park. But did you know there was a second island with dinosaurs on it? No, you didn't. You had no idea. In The Lost World, we find out that while the original park was on the island Isla Nublar, Isla Sorna served as a research facility. Now, in any of the Jurassic movies, there's probably multiple characters that commit that sin of hubris we talked about, but in this one, the primary offender is Peter Ludlow, Hammond's nephew, who is taking over the company. His first order of business is to capture the dinosaurs on the second island and bring them back to start a dinosaur zoo in San Diego. Hammond, having learned his lesson in the first movie, sends a separate team to try and stop this, which includes Malcolm. The two teams clash at first, but end up uniting thanks to the fact that dinosaurs are trying to eat them. You'd think after your small army is mostly eaten by dinosaurs you'd learn a lesson, but instead, Ludlow decides to transport a T-Rex back to San Diego.
San Diego.
In a surprise to nobody, it escapes and wreaks havoc. And this was not how the movie was supposed to end. The original ending had a bunch of flying dinosaurs attack the helicopters while they were trying to escape. The T-Rex running loose in a city wasn't supposed to happen until the third movie, but Spielberg was feeling a little burnt out while making this and knew he wasn't going to direct the third one. So he made the more exciting idea the conclusion to the second movie. Anyway, Malcolm eventually lures the T-Rex back to the ship and it's taken back to the island. But not before Ludlow pays the price for his arrogance and greed. After all that, surely nobody would go anywhere near the islands with dinosaurs on them, right? In Jurassic Park 3, this dingus decides to take his stepson parasailing next to Isla Sorna. There's some hubris right there for you, but it gets worse. The kid's birth parents recruit Alan Grant under false pretenses, offering him a large amount of money to guide them on a flyover of the island. In reality, they're tricking him into joining their rescue mission. But the foolishness does not stop there. When the group happens upon a nest of raptor eggs, Billy, Alan's research assistant, can't resist stealing a few to take back for research. This of course does not end well, and Alan is separated from the group, but he luckily finds the son, Eric. Eric has stayed alive by coating himself in T-Rex urine, which scares off other dinosaurs.
How'd you get it?
You don't want to know.
Actually, that's exactly what I want to know, Eric. The group eventually reunites, narrowly avoiding the Spinosaurus, only to get trapped by raptors who are still mad about their eggs. Turns out they just want their eggs back. And everyone gets rescued, except of course the people that were eaten earlier. We wouldn't get another Jurassic movie until 14 years later with 2015's Jurassic World, which acted as a sort of reboot. The idea this time around is, what if Hammond's vision for the original park actually worked? In other words, what if we totally ignored the lesson we were all supposed to learn? A new company has taken over Isla Nublar and does just that. And we've got hubris all over the place here. Claire and Simon see all the dinosaurs not as animals, but as assets. This flawed mentality reaches its breaking point when they create a new dinosaur, the Indominus Rex. Then we've got Owen and Hoskins. Owen is studying raptor intelligence, teaching them how to obey commands. And Hoskins wants to sell the raptors as military weapons because he's a moron. Naturally, the Indominus Rex escapes, but Masrani wants to protect his investment and orders park security to take it down with non-lethal weaponry, which seems like a great idea and will probably work.
It can camouflage!
Nah, it doesn't work, it eats them all. Masrani changes his mind and personally hunts the Indominus down with an armed helicopter. Unfortunately, it takes a little bit of damage. Hoskins uses this situation to try and prove his whole raptors are weapons theory, but it turns out the Indominus Rex is part raptor, so it assumes the role of alpha and takes control of the raptor squad. And guess who gets his comeuppance?
I'm on your side.
Claire has a change of heart and teams up with Owen to subdue the Indominus Rex, which they do with some help from the other dinosaurs. The park is shut down once more. In Fallen Kingdom, Isla Nublar is about to be destroyed by the island's volcano. Thank heavens there's a rich guy to save the day. Benjamin Lockwood and the manager of his estate, Eli Mills, have volunteered to move the dinosaurs to another island that will function as an animal sanctuary. Owen and Claire go to help only to realize that the extraction team sent by Mills has no intention of taking the dinosaurs to any sanctuary. Instead, Mills is planning to, and here comes that hubris, sell the dinosaurs on the black market. This includes another Frankenstein dinosaur, the Indoraptor, which is basically a smaller, leaner version of the Indominus Rex. And whether you ended up liking it or not, I do think the story tried to do something interesting here. The second half is stylized like a haunted house movie, with the Indoraptor stalking people through a big scary mansion. But we're not done with our hubris yet. It's revealed that Lockwood's granddaughter, Maisie, is actually a clone. Lockwood lost his daughter and in a state of grief used the same technology for cloning dinosaurs to clone his daughter. So when Owen and Claire are faced with the decision to destroy the dinosaurs or not, Maisie releases them because she feels a kinship with them. Both Lockwood and Mills follow the pattern we've been seeing and pay for their crimes. We're also left with the cliffhanger implying that the dinosaurs may once again rule the Earth. In Dominion, 4 years have passed and dinosaurs are roaming the Earth. But that's not important because giant locusts are ruining crops. Ellie Sattler and Alan Grant realize that crops sold by the Biosyn Corporation are not eaten by the locusts, so they try to uncover this corporate conspiracy. Biosyn also happens to own and operate a valley that houses and researches dinosaurs, which is good since the movie is supposed to have dinosaurs in it. Meanwhile, Biosyn finds and kidnaps Maisie, the clone, so they can use her genetic code for their own purposes. This time around, the hubris mostly falls to Lewis Dodgson. He was the competitor that Nedry was going to sell DNA to back in the first movie.
You shouldn't use my name.
Dodgson! Dodgson! We've got Dodgson here!
Dodgson tries to destroy the evidence of his corporate conspiracy, but it gets out of control and causes a lot of chaos at the facility, which results in his poetic ending mirroring that of Nedry's. But on the bright side, the whole gang gets back together, people from the old movies and the new movies. They manage to escape the island with the cure to the locust infestation. And the world has to adapt to having dinosaurs in it again. And that brings us right up to Jurassic World Rebirth. Like I said, this story is mostly new, but it does take place in the same continuity, so it begins in a world where dinosaurs have been common in society for some time. However, they're dying off due to the different environment of the Earth after a million-year time gap. The only place they really thrive is at the equator. So, a group of operatives representing a pharmaceutical company go there to try and extract material that could help create life-saving medication. And I'm sure it will all go very well with no problems whatsoever. But let me know if you're excited to find out. And if you're part of Movie Club, we'll be watching Jurassic Park later this month and diving really deep into that movie, and that should be fun, so stick around.